I thought New State was like top tier when it came to awful launches. Warzone said, hold my beer, watch what we can do. So I wanted to wait a few days before releasing this video. I wanted to wait a few days after the global launch, the highly anticipated global launch of Warzone Mobile. And there's one person to blame. All right, because this truly sums up everything. I could easily go in, with a fine-tooth comb and start painting all these details and showing you guys all these different screenshots. But what it truly comes down to is the engine that they chose to run this game. They chose a PC engine to run this mobile game. All right, for those of you guys that aren't aware, Warzone Mobile is using the IW9. This is the same engine that the biggest and the baddest PC games. Remember, PC is not mobile. Okay, PC is not mobile. PC has dedicated graphic cards. PC has an entire dedicated cooling system. PCs are also a lot more expensive than mobile phones. This is a mobile game meant to be played on mobile devices. The fact that they didn't go like the Call of Duty mobile route and use Unity, the reason why they didn't go the PUBG Mobile or the Arena Breakout, for example, and they're using Unreal 4, just like PUBG Mobile is using Unreal 4. These games have great graphics that can run on damn near every single device. iOS, of course, to include Android, which has, which is a whole other thing we're going to get into in a second. They chose to go with the IW9 because they wanted cross progression. And of course, that's not to be confused with cross play. You can't cross play PC with mobile, but they wanted cross progression. How many PC players are going to take their account, someone who's playing, on a $4,000 or $5,000 PC, playing Modern Warfare 3 and or Warzone 3, and they're gonna use the account that they have on PC and then start playing on mobile. The reason why, okay, you should know this. The reason why the majority, not everyone, the majority of people who are playing mobile games, the vast majority, again, not everyone, you can already hear the comments, they're playing mobile games because they don't have PCs. A lot of people just don't have computers, or they have a computer that's just not very good. They can't keep up with the games that are coming out at the rate they are to run new games. So what do? They go the alternative route. They still get a great gaming experience. They still get AAA, great graphic games, but it's on the mobile platform. That's why a lot of people play mobile games, because they don't have computers. So the whole basis of making cross progression a thing is the one reason why this game is a complete and total failure. This has been by far the worst global launch. I thought New State was top tier when it came to awful launches. Warzone said, hold my beer, watch what we can do, New State. Warzone completely failed on this launch. And they put out a video, the devs put out a video, saying, oh, we recognize all these problems, we're going to be working on it, this and that. Why weren't those problems recognized since March of 2022? The game went, global in a very limited release in very specific regions for an entire year. The issue was only a few devices could even get into the game. It truly makes me wonder, and people, of course, the big CCs are saying, oh, the devs, they're working tirelessly. Where were those, 16-hour days in the last year? Why weren't they doing device tests? Or why weren't they testing devices on, I don't know, any Android phone. Like, why weren't they doing that? The experience is so different between everyone. I truly don't even know how they can recoup from this, because it comes down to the engine that they chose. And engines are everything. Engines are the physics of the game. It's the sound engine. It's how things are rendered. Of course, graphics, which, you know, people put under the umbrella of just overall optimization. The engine is the entire game. You can't just wave a magic wand and fix it in a couple days. I mean, people cannot, they literally cannot play the game. And then the chaos got so crazy. You even have Arena Breakout. You have Arena Breakout taking shots. You have Blood Strike taking shots. In Arena Breakout, there's no room for mosaic-like quality. Clear visuals, clear victories. Hashtag sharpness matters. Hashtag choose the real. Hashtag escape from BR. From what I always saw, other games, you know, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG Mobile, you know, your Arena Breakout. These BRs, they just didn't talk about each other. They just kind of pretended, you know, each other didn't exist. They stayed in their lane. When you start having other games clowning on you, it is not a good look. If there was one screenshot that could sum up the launch of Warzone Mobile, it'd be this one right here. This is 6 different regions that have rated the game. Okay, that have dropped their reviews. India, 2.1. This is now fallen. This is old. This is 2 days ago. This is considered extremely old. Rating was 2.1. It's now dropped down to 1.4. 1.4 star rating in India. We'll get to the United States at the end, and I'm going to tell you guys, and I'll explain why. Philippines, 2.3. Korea, 2.8. Japan, 2.5. UK, 2.8 out of 5 stars. And these are not all people that are being, you know, highly influenced by content creators. These are not people that are, you know, constantly going to be scrolling social media, finding, you know, what the newest trends are and what people are saying, and they want to fit in, so they're going to criticize it too, you know, even if they like it. No, these are individual people that have rated the game based on their personal experience. They had 2 years. They clearly didn't do the testing, because the devs are going to put out you know, an interview saying, hey, you know, we recognize the problems, you know, we're working diligently, we're working nonstop. I don't buy it. Now, let's go to the United States. You'll see the United States has the highest rating on here. And you know why that is? Because the majority of people, again, I have to keep saying this, not everyone, but the majority of people in the United States tend to have better devices. You know, after 1 or 2 years, you can trade in your device and get free upgrades. I mean, there's a lot of incentives for people to have new phones in the United States. Again, I don't know what these deals are with cell phone companies in other regions. I can only speak for my own. But having said that, even in the United States, the highest rating on here is 3.1. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys this chart right here. This is a performance ranking of the best devices. We're going to look at iOS, and then we're going to look at Android. All right, so as far as iPhones, if you aren't like in this region right here, from about 17 up, okay, 1 through 17, the game is just not going to run very well for you. If you're any one of these, going all the way down, if you're any one of these iOS devices, it's going to be incredibly painful. It's almost as if they tested like on the best devices to see if the game could run, as opposed to going down to like, say, a mid-tier range, you know, mid-range, and then build up from that. It doesn't seem like they did that. All right, now let's take a look at Android. And by the way, I'm seeing a lot of things on Twitter and on Reddit where even people playing on the iPhone 13, the iPhone 14 are having a lot of issues when it comes to lag, graphics, coloring. So this is the biggest issue. This is the number one problem right here. Android, the 70% of your player base. Because if you can get the game optimized on these devices, you're obviously going to be able to get it optimized on higher end iOS devices with no problems. People are even complaining about the number one ranked Android, the Red Magic 9 Pro. I've seen gameplay. People have shared gameplay with me on the Red Magic 9 Pro where it's not running good. All right, lag issues, screen tear. It just looks and feels horrible. Not to mention everything else underneath that. Okay? You have the CPU breakdown, you have the GPU breakdown, and then you have their total score. Red Magic number 1. Going all the way down. Look at all these Android devices. You see how the iOS list was very, very short. The Android list is not short. I mean, they should have come down here. They should have come down here in this range, right? Poco F4, Galaxy S21. People are saying even the S23 and the S24 Ultras are having a hard time with the game. I also quickly want to touch on the whole content creator drama, if you will, when it comes to paid content creators. Content creators are often in a very, very unique position where they have to pander to their community, obviously the community that supports them and have elevated them into the position that they are. That's their community. So they do have a responsibility to their community. And then you have the developers who will seek out, it's usually not a developer that goes straight to a content creator and says, hey, we want you. It's usually an agency. And then the agencies will get their pool of content creators and start dishing out deals. That's usually how it works. I mean, the way I truly look at it, it's politics. It's truly politics. A politician will step up to the mic, right? They'll step up to the podium. They will tell you how great everything is. They will tell you how wonderful the economy is and how spectacular and how well everyone is doing. And then you're looking around, you're like, I haven't gotten a raise in 4 years. My fridge is empty. Gas prices are through the roof. Like the world is literally burning all around you. And then you watch on TV, you watch your politician on TV talk about how great everything is. It's almost a direct correlation with Warzone, where the CCs, because they're being paid money, almost have to elevate the game into a place where they know, trust me guys, they know the state of the game. They're not fools, but the problem, and I know I've been there. I'm in it. Like I'm in this industry. You know what I'm saying? And it's honestly, there's no like real answer for it. You can't badmouth a game that's paying you money, man. You simply just cannot do it. You cannot badmouth a game. There's been times with Tencent where I was a little too hard on Tencent, and they would say, hey, Riggs, you're gonna have to take that video down. Like that literally happens. That's what happens. And you will jeopardize your contract if you don't toe the line. And the line that these guys have to toe is the game is great. It's running great for me. But I understand not all devices it's running on and the devs are working on it. But for me, the game's, and I quote, the game is magical. If there was one word to not describe this game, it would be the word magical. That'd be the one word I wouldn't use to describe this game. And the fact that they used IW9, for my $5,000 PC to run with, for a phone like this to be able to run it, it just doesn't work, man. It's almost like they have to start over. I truly don't know what the answer is. Sound off in the comment section. I'll see you next one.